Hello and welcome back to another episode of Edison Format Replays. We need a better name, clearly. Today we're going to be playing a bit of Dragon Turbo. And yeah, I decided to speed things up a little bit rather than playing through the manually. So hopefully you won't hear the clicking too much. Obviously we open up with Trade-In on White Knight, which is obviously one of my favourite cards in this deck. It just gets around Black Rings, and Black Rings are quite a pain in the ass. We also have cards and debris. Now here I'm thinking, well, I can get good value out of my card destruction with a 2 dragon discard, but I'm going to be greedy and play with cards of consonants on debris. There's no target, so I'm not really wasting it anyway. And I draw into Vortex and Instant Fusion. Now if you don't know what Vortex Trooper does, it's an amazing card. It allows us to shuffle any 2 cards back, any 2 bricks we want basically, and draw 2. And when it dies, like a card trooper, simply lets me draw 1 card. So it replaces itself. It's quite nice, and it's really useful. And here you can see I'm going to, well, I believe I'm going to play it. And the reason why is I choose Storm and Instant Fusion, because these are cards that I need to go off. And this generally happens after I resolve a Super Rejuve. So I don't need to see those just yet. I do want to see a card D, because I want to be able to discard more dragons. If I don't draw any more dragons, I still have a Trag to protect my Vortex Trooper. And it's going to get another draw card as well. So it should be really, really strong. End up just drawing the nuts and getting a trade in from my Blue Eyes, which is great. I get an Upstart, and that Upstart allows me to get a big, big Future Fusion. Future Fusion will now allow me to... Oh, he's messed up his life points there. Future Fusion is going to allow me to obviously reveal the 5-head, and I'm going to send Drago and loads of stones. And the reason being is so I can obviously get more and more Blue Eyes. Now my card destruction is going to be worth 3 discards. I've already discarded, 3 as well. So it's going to be a 6 draw from any Super Rejuve I get. So this is a no-brainer. We're going to card D now. He's just going to discard his hand. My hand is... quite good, but not as good as this hand. Now that is nuts. That's actually a deck out. So we're not going to play all 3 of these Rejuves. We are just going to simply play 2, I believe. Yes, that leaves 3 cards in deck, which is quite nice. And then we discard everything in our hand until we have the best play. Generally speaking, I like to keep an Instant Fusion and a Debris. They're the 2 obvious ones because that allows 2 Red Eyes plays. I like to keep a Storm, and I like to keep a Stone, and obviously some red meds as well. So I'm pretty sure that is going to be what's left in my hand by the end. Yeah, this is like such a good this is such a good attacking hand, because realistically there's not a lot they can do, and worst case I can Storm. If it doesn't go through, then I can Stone back and get another one and still go off, which is quite nice. Not as much, but certainly enough to wipe down your back row. Now obviously we're playing Lightsworn. I don't really know I'm playing Lightsworn much outside of the hand destruction. The Wolf kind of gives it away though, let's be honest. So I'm not expecting a lot of back row, but hey ho, it's just in case. We have seen some sneaky Mirror Forces and TTs come in play, so let's see what happens next. We're going to charge. Charge gets nothing, gets a Luna. It's going to get a relatively big... Well, here we go. We're going to draw another card. We have 2 cards in deck now. Yeah. Oh, and he forgets to mill, so that's always helpful. So he's going to mill. He's going to mill another Wolf, which is a pain in the ass. But hey ho. We're going to Storm. I know it's a -1 Storm, but I've already plussed 18 or something like that in this turn, so it's not the end of the world. And yeah, that's going to just clear the board. We have enough cards in hand. 7 cards in hand is enough to clear 3 monsters. 6 cards in hand is enough to clear 2, so... we're fine. I'm probably not going to Upstart here just because I need the damage. I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to think a little bit. We think quite a bit. We Debris. We're going to Debris into a Guard. We're going to banish the Debris to a Red Med. We're going to bring back a Stone. We're going to banish the Stone for another Red Med. And then we're going to bring back a Drago. Now, if you do not play the Elemental Hero Mariner, then you do not want to summon the Drago just yet, because you won't be able to, and you won't be able to get the Ajama Knight out. But obviously we do, so we are good to go. We're going to get a Synchro directly into a Brionac. There's no Necro Gardener milled, which is quite unfortunate. The Gauze is in there, but I don't know if he's playing a Trag, and it turns out he is playing a Trag, which is quite convenient. and then we're just going to discard 3 for the win. That's an unbeatable turn. That's pretty good. So in terms of a side deck, I'm going to bring in a Brain Control, 2 Lightning Vortex. What else might I bring in? 2 DD Warrior Ladies for any sort of like nasty side deck cards, usually Fossil Diners or Vanity's Fiends, although I can't imagine you're going to side those in again as a Lightsworn player. Obviously side out the Reckless, because I've seen Decree. I'm probably going to side out Upstarts just because they are basically free cards. Probably going to bring a Prime Material Dragon as well, because that's a really good card. It means they have to have Honest to get over any of my stuff. And there it is, there's the first one. So, opponent starts with, a pretty rubbish hand, but the mills could open this up. So let's see what happens. You're going to summon a Lila. We're going to mill absolute garbage, and I can see a Vanity's Fiend, so I'm kind of worried. So I want to go for quite an aggressive play here. I could go for like a Vortex Trooper, puts things back and go for like some mills, but I'm not really going to play the risky game. So I'm going to just Brain to try and bring the Lila, pop the back row, summon Prime, off we go. He books the Lila, which is quite annoying. And so I am left with just the Vortex play, realistically. I could summon the White Stone and attack over, because Lila only has 200 defense. But I kind of feel like I can get more value out of this in my hand. Instead I'm going for the Vortex Trooper. And the Vortex Trooper is going to allow me to put back the Blue Eyes, because I have a Stone and a Prime. I'm going to keep the Rejuve just in case anything happens from it. And yeah, we end up with cards. Cards of Consonance with White Knight, with White Stone is pretty godly. So we are just going to just slam that down straight away. Super Rejuve's now at 1. We draw a trade in, which is amazing. And we already have the Blue Eyes, but hey, it's not going to hurt to have another one. So we're going to trade in again. We've now got 2 on the Super Rejuve. And we draw into the Future Fusion. Now, I know that's a Lila, so I'm probably not going to slam down the Future Fusion just yet. Even though I could Future Fusion into a pot for a, it's not necessarily a +1, but it would be a +1 actually if I put some of the Blue Eyes, if I put a Stone in, but that's not a really good +1. So I'm going to just hold it. I think I'm going to wait for Vortex to die, and then I can hopefully get some plays from the Future Fusion with the Red Med and the Pot of Avarice. We are probably going to play this Rejuve for a +2 at the end, which is quite nice. This hand doesn't really offer too much at the moment. Obviously, the Future Fusion is basically the main power play. We're going to lose the Vortex Trooper, and we're going to get a Stone. And he's going to mill 5, including a Necro Gardener, which does scupper some plans. So we have to play around that. We have to see what we can do with that. Let's see what happens next. So we're going to Future Fusion straight away. We're obviously hoping we can clear this. We're going to assume no Honest. If there's an Honest, we're doomed. This is probably why that Crystal Clear Dragon thing, whatever it's called, Vice Dragon, is probably quite a good thing to play against this. But Honest is so rare, at least in my meta anyway, when I play at home, that I don't really see it often. We're going to pot. We're going to just banish these 5 just to demonstrate the weasel we're going to banish. If he has a Crow, feel free to Crow it. Obviously, it's not worth siding in a Crow versus Red Med, because what you find if you side in... Red Med doesn't target, so you really have to know what you're doing against dragons to actually get any value out of a Crow. But obviously, it does stop the Pot of Avarice play. That's fine. We're going to chuck them all back. And here we have a lot of cards in hand now. With a lot of loaded Blue Eyes. Well, 1 loaded Blue Eyes. We're going to just slam down the Lightning Vortex. Now, in my hand, I have game. I've got 2/8, 2/8 plus 2/4, or 2/8, 2/8 plus 3. But there's an Necro Gardener. So it's now about putting a really strong position. And can they answer it? That is the next question. So we're going to Lightning Vortex. We're going to bring out the Super Rejuve for a 3. We're also going to just go straight into a Red Med play. Going to keep that White Stone in hand because I'm only going to draw 3 here. And there is 8k on the board. But of course, we have the Necro Gardener to deal with. And then we draw that +3 at the end. And yeah, we're pretty much going off again. There's still a Blue Eyes left in the deck. Yeah, still a Blue Eyes left in the deck. So, we can still get another +1 there. And yeah, he just can see this hand can't do anything versus this. Prime stops the Raikou. Obviously, I sent a Drago, and I tend to 99% of the times send summon the Prime before the Drago, because summoning the Drago means I can't summon the Prime. and I kind of fear kind of fear like some sort of like weird charge or solar recharge into JD play, and this means that it has to slow down his play, and I can't get OTK'd, and I am quite low here, so I don't really want to risk it. So this is generally the best play. Prime first, then Drago. Obviously, if I don't need the Prime, I can Drago and then into White Knight if I ever needed to, although it's not really going to do a lot against Lightsworn. I don't even know why I kept it in, to be honest. Normally, I do a 1-for-1 trade of Prime to White Knight, but because I was going to take out the Reckless because of the decrees, and because I was going to take the upstarts, I had a lot of free cards. I also took out Storm and MST because I don't... Did I take out Storm? Yeah, took out Storm and MST because I don't really need to clear anything. There's nothing here. Obviously, the book was kind of worrying. So he conceded because there's no play he can make here. Set Raiko gets stopped by the Prime. If that play getting into the grave, we could have done the Kai's play, but it's still not going to get past the second red med who's just going to swamp. But just to demonstrate the power of this, I just play out this turn anyway for fun. Obviously, cards into a +1 with the blue eyes. Cards again, and now I end up with this massive play. And if you don't know this is one of the coolest plays. If you have a Necro Gardener and you want to play around it, you debris into anything. That debris is then going to sync off with the Prime, and the Prime is going to summon the Trident Dragon, and you see you're going to pop 2 cards. Obviously, I kind of messed this up a little bit because I thought I had another blue eyes, so I was trying to get another plus, but no reason other than the fact I could. But yeah, so here we're going to pop 2 cards. I'm going to keep my Future Fusion just because it's cool. This is now going to attack for 9,000, 2/8, 2/8, and then we're going to bring something else out as well. The Drago. There's nothing you can do against this. This is a pretty intense hand. So yeah, that's dragons for you in a nutshell. Tell me if you want to watch more of these games. I really love playing dragons. There are times where you brick, and there are times where I guess a more novice player, and I count myself as quite a novice player. Really, I'm certainly not to the caliber of a lot of pro players out there. What we can find ourselves doing when we play this dragon type deck is we tend to just we panic because we're taking direct damage a lot, and we start setting white stone, or we start going for risky cards of constance plays when we actually have a guaranteed debris into Vortex Trooper, or we have some guaranteed play that isn't going to be a game winner, but we get greedy with our draw cards and end up bricking and end up with nothing. So it is a difficult deck to play, although this didn't really show much of the skill. It did show some of the cool plays there, and I hope you enjoyed it. But like I said, if you want to see more Dragon Turbo, do let us know in the comments. Do leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.